Star Wars locations that actually exist. You don't have to wait for May 4, or Star Wars Day, to celebrate the many worlds of the legendary sci-fi franchise. From a desert trek on Jedha to dinner at Luke Skywalker's childhood home, here are some of the real-world destinations where Star Wars comes to life all year round. Another Star Wars film, another desert country pressed into service. Welcome to Wadi Rum Jordan, the russet sandy locale that serves as a backdrop in the final Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker. This dramatic landscape in the country's south, also called the Valley of the Moon, stood in for the Moon of Jedha in Rogue One. Wadi Rum is a frequent location for otherworldly film shoots. It doubled for Mars and hosted a profane Matt Damon in The Martian. Perhaps the most famous Star Wars landmark in the world, this is where the interiors of Luke Skywalker's childhood home on planet Tatooine were filmed. Centuries ago, Berbers built the underground structure as a real home. Eventually it became a hotel, which George Lucas used to film the first Star Wars film. The set decorations came down when the crew left, but were rebuilt in 2000 for Attack of the Clones. Since then, they've remained, so guests can eat at the table where young Master Luke did. Skellig Michael Island. The epic climax of The Force Awakens was filmed at the ruins of this 7th century monastery, which sits on the steep sides of the island Skellig Michael. New addition to the franchise The Last Jedi returns to this spectacular location as Rey catches up with Luke Skywalker in his mysterious hiding place. Even though it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, its hard-to-reach location 12 kilometers off the coast of Southwest Island discourages many visitors. Tanga Bay, Thailand, Guilin, China. Everyone's favourite Wookiee was born on planet Kashyyyk, seen in Revenge of the Sith as a lush world of one endless season. The images in real life were mostly taken as plate photography near Phuket, Thailand. Some shots were digitally combined with places in Guilin, China. Ajim Island of Jedha, Tunisia. The cantina where Luke and Obi-Wan get stopped by sand troopers is in the middle of the island town of Ajim. The building, once a bakery, went out of use and can be hard to find. The GPS coordinates are 33 degrees 43 26.69 north, 10 degrees 44 59.95 east. Obi-Wan's home is easier to find, ironically located right on the Mediterranean Sea and much more beautiful than its desolate film locale. A lovely spot for a building that's used by fishermen as a storeroom. Plaza de España, Seville, Spain. When Padme and Anakin arrive in Theed at a plaza outside the palace, they were actually in this plaza built for the 1929 Ibero-American Exposition. The real plaza is a half-circle ringed by a moat with 4 bridges. For the scenes in Attack of the Clones and The Phantom Menace, the plaza was dramatically expanded to a full circle, and the building altered to include the towers and green domes of Naboo. Dubrovnik, Croatia. Dubrovnik has become a regular on TV screens in recent years, thanks to its starring role in Game of Thrones. Now it's standing in for the gambling city of Canto Bight in The Last Jedi. The medieval walled city's well-preserved centre gets a futuristic makeover to transform it into the Star Wars equivalent of Vegas. The Adriatic port already trades heavily on its goatee connections, with some complaining the screen roll has brought in too many visitors. Let's hope this additional exposure doesn't create much more of a disturbance in the streets, let alone the Force. Avenue 7 November, Medellin, Tunisia. When Anakin was a slave boy in The Phantom Menace, his quarters were filmed on this real-life Tunisian street. The distinctive buildings with vaulted ceilings are gorfas, used by Berbers to store their grain. They were fortified and grouped into sour. These are among the best preserved examples. If you enjoy this type of content, please give us a like and subscribe. Your support is much appreciated.